Last night I received a very sad call from an old friend, Rodney Bickerstaff, who used to be the General Secretary of Unison. It was to inform me that he was at Jack Jones' house and that Jack had just passed away 2 hours earlier. I was really sad about that. And I visited Jack with Rodney Bickerstaff about 3 weeks ago. And he wasn't well then, but it's still a shock to hear that he died. This man was a giant in our movement, in the trade union movement and in the political movement. He understood that the industrial and the political strength had to be used for the working people in this country. He showed great courage in fighting in the Spanish Civil War on the side of republicanism as a lifelong socialist. And Jack always felt that you had to do a great deal more for our people. That's what electing Labour governments was about. And he played a major part in that period, of course, of a Labour government during the Wilson, the 60s and Callaghan, making sure that the issue of low-income people, of working people, were at the centre of anything a Labour government did. And I know personally, I was a seaman in 1964 at Ruskin College, a Labour college in Oxford, and Jack Jones came to tell us about what needed to be done by Labour governments. And I asked him why didn't he actually help the seamen, because we had a sweetheart agreement between the ship owners and the seamen were operating, the union and the ship owners were in an industry which was covered by the Master Servant Act. There were penal legislation. And Jack Jones said to me, well, it's a bit corrupt, your union, son. He was right. I said, well, let's help us make it change, Jack. And he did. And I worked for him from that day. I had hoped my union would have gone into the T&G. It didn't. But how appropriate that today, on the budget day, presented by Alistair Darling in Parliament, we are reminded that the pressures in a government and pressures in a world recession, that the pensioners won't be the ones that are going to carry the burden, or low-income people. And indeed, the higher income people will pay more for the increase in pensions. Jack believed in that redistribution. He believed and fought hard for pensioners, even after he retired. He never gave up, Jack. He was fighting till his last breath. A great man, greatly missed, and the movement owed him a great deal. Sad you've gone, Jack, but we'll forever remember you, and I personally will.